Welcome back. This is going to be part 4 to using your aggression. Oh, good night. And this is not about aggression. This is going to be entitled Feeling Better Now. But if you're watching this, this is part 4 to the other 3 videos. So know that. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I knew I was going to make a video on today. I tried making one earlier. I was not lined up. I did want to give him a shout out because I could feel him telling me to. And I loved his speeches. I didn't listen to you. I Have a Dream speech because, you know, the fact that that's the one they talk about in school kind of made me not want to listen to that one first. I wanted to hear his final speech. And my God, the last words he says, I can quote it, but I don't have time. Anyway, he knew he was going to die. And he openly admitted he was not going to get to the promised land with them. And he wasn't worried about anything, and he wasn't fearing any man. And then he died right after. So he knew it was coming. He could feel the portal coming, the death portal. It was his time, and you could tell he didn't care. And I walked towards my death, and I felt great. Happiest I ever felt my whole life. So, you know. Anyway, very interesting. But I want to tell you something. So, feeling better now. Ironically, I'm going through the cycle. If you watch my last few videos, I had coffee. I'm feeling in my neck right now. Oh, sounds weird, I know, but I had coffee, and so I fell into the caffeine trap. It's a drug, and I fell into the trap. So, 10 milligram coffee, 10 milligram, so whatever, turned into 80 milligram Red Bull, turned into, I'm drinking Monster with 200 milligrams. Like, fuck! And I felt horrible. And I kept doing things to mask the pain. So, this video is going to be talking about feeling better now. I highly suggest watching it. This is the whole point of watching the aggression videos, is to get to here. But drugs is a whole other topic. I don't have time for it. I can only make 30-minute videos. But I will say this. Drug addiction is you masking the pain. You felt great on that first high, but the truth is you never feel as good as that first high. And you're always feeling worse and worse, because you're just numbing yourself to your own emotional indicators, which are telling you things you need to know. And you're not listening to your emotion. You're not, I tell you, follow your emotions, follow your feelings. We're numbing them out. And so this energy's building up on you, and you keep doing activities to mask the pain. That's really what you're doing. You're not trying to feel better now. Like I said in one of the last videos, people think they have to go to the bar to feel better now. They think that. But they don't. And the evidence is so clear once you do it. But anyway, that's its own topic, its own video. I don't have time for it. But I will say I was in that trap. And like attracts like. So it's funny because I kept thinking of activities to do. Like, I almost wanted to drink beer just to try to reset myself. Just to go to bed. And you know what I mean? All that would do is just keep going down that path, the path of resistance. There's one river, one stream, one river, one stream. And there's the path of least resistance where you just go down and you get there and you enjoy yourself. And there's the other path, which is you're just fighting the current the whole time, and it's horrible. And that's like drug addiction. You're just swimming upstream the whole time. It's horrible. You're not really getting anywhere, and it's the wrong direction. Anyway, and so, I'm in a situation where, that's happening, and I had an employment opportunity. And so I drove an hour through a fucking snowstorm to get to a building for them to tell me that, they're going to have to do this same appointment back where I'm from. So I drove all the way up there for pretty much nothing. And I could have bitched and complained about the gas that I burnt up to get there, and that I didn't even get a job. But the truth is, when things happen in your life and, that you don't like, it helps you clarify what you do want. When you're looking at something you don't want, it helps you clarify what you do want. You eat something at a restaurant you don't like, at a buffet, you're done eating that. You don't even, you eat some nasty shrimp or oysters, you don't want any seafood. Good, you eliminated all that, and now you're eating something that you do want, and you cherish it more. Anyway, so to tell you a quick story, I went to the employment office. I drove out of my way, but I was not upset. I said, well, I enjoyed I said words that made me feel better. I changed my thoughts. I said, I enjoyed the ride down here. I listened to great music. I got to learn how to drive through snowstorms in a front wheel drive minivan with 4 completely different tread tires. Fun. Fun. Try not to wreck in the back of cars and stop suddenly. Anyway, and so I come back, right? And, it's kind of the end of the day. And I was thinking, feel better now. And all I could keep thinking of was like getting another coffee and like wasting my day. And this is important. Sometimes the path to feeling better now is things you're putting off. Like doing laundry. It sounds weird, but it's an accomplishment. And when you get there, you'll see further. It's a good way to build the start of your day by accomplishing some goals. Doing little things and accomplishing it gets the ball rolling in the right direction. Instead of waking up and doing a bad habit, that ball gets rolling in that direction, which sucks. Anyway, so I've been putting off taking a shower at the gym because every time I go take a shower at the gym, it's always cold as fuck water. It's just, freezing. And the funny thing is, actually taking a cold shower makes you feel amazing. But anyway, so the first thing I did when I was feeling bad from the coffee was I went and took a walk, right? Because that's the thing you can do to feel better. And when I got there, I saw further, which is I looked at the sun setting, so I sun gazed. So I was staring at the sun. Sun gazing, you got to look it up. But you can do it in the first and last hour of the day. It's really good for you. Not during the day. The first and last hour, the UV radiation is pretty much non-existent. It's very good for you. Just believe, look it up. Anyway, so I'm sun gazing. Ironically, I couldn't focus at the sun because, I'm making my eyes sort of do that shit. And so I was like, screaming. I was screaming because I was getting angry so I could focus. And after a minute, it feels good. If you do it, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, so I felt great. I didn't want to not stare at it. It felt so good. It feels so good. Once you get to it, it feels so good. So it got like a 20-minute stare at the sun. Very meditative, awesome. And, I'm getting the ball rolling. So when I always say feel better now, there's always something, wherever you're at, that you can do that'll make you feel better. And so I, took the walk, which instantly led to stare at the sun, which made me want to go take that shower I've been putting off. So I went to the gym and I took that shower and it was cold, but it felt great. I could feel me feeling better. I was cleansing myself and the cold water wakes you up, makes you go, it makes you move your body. It does. Joe Rogan, he does that. Every morning he'll tell you on his podcast, he sun gazes and dips himself into a bucket of ice water. And he says all that tiredness and lethargic energy just dissipates. That's what his morning ritual is. So I did that. Listen to people that have what you want. And so, then I did an exercises on the gym's thing, right? I did some exercises in the gym. It's, I built myself up. And now I'm feeling really good. And, earlier today, I thought, man, I don't know what to do for a job and all this shit. I have the perfect job. I DoorDash for a living. And now that I'm feeling better, my thoughts are better. When you're upset, all you can think about is other thoughts that make you upset because like attracts like. So, this vibe will cause your brain to only have thoughts that resonate at that vibe level. So low vibrational feelings will make you have low vibrational thoughts. So doing activities or changing your thought patterns is the best way to change your vibe. So I went and did activities, which made me feel better. And I used my mind to change my perspective the more I felt better. And so I decided, let's go DoorDash. So I did one DoorDash. Off the bat, I got $20 and $20.50, right? To do 2 deliveries. And so I go, and when I get to the building, the address was 5225, which if you look at a digital clock, the number 5 and 2 are the same thing backwards. It's a very symmetrical symbol. It's a symbol. So I'm like 5225. That's so cool. And when I was walking up, where'd I put you? there was a quarter on the ground. There it is. And the ground's covered in snow, but it just so happened somebody kicked that part of the snow. There's a blanket of snow, and the only spot that's shown was where this quarter was. And nobody dropped it there. It was there, and then somebody just so happened to reveal it, which is so magical. Like, this was buried under the snow, and the only area where there wasn't snow happened to be where this quarter was because of somebody's boot. And so I pick up the quarter, I drop off the bag, I go to my car, and some guy's like, hey! And I come up, and he's this cool guy with a great vibe. He's like, yeah, I wanted to catch you. Thank you for delivering food on the snowstorm. So he gave me $5, and I found a quarter. So I got $5.25 at 5225, and by the time it was done, the whole order gave me $20.50. So I made $20.50 and $5.25 going to 5225. Whoa. Yeah. When I looked at the time, it was 152. That's what I'm saying. Ain't that cool? And so I made $25.75 total. Ironically, the quarter that I found on the ground has a scale on it. You see the scale? I know you can see it. See the scale? That's the sign of Libra. And the year of the quarter is 2023, I don't know if you can tell, which adds up to 7. The 7th sign in the zodiac is Libra. So the quarter itself had energy on it. It was very balanced. The numbers are all symmetrical. I felt back into balance. I felt back into balance. Anyway, so I had a great experience. I got paid, and my perspective changed. Why? Because I went and did something that I could believe in, and I felt better about. So now it's like, oh, I don't have to go get a shitty job. Because I was feeling shitty, and it kind of looked like, what are you going to do? There's the snowstorms are going out. You don't have a lot of money. You need to get this job. You wasted all this time getting here. How do you feel? Bad. Let's focus on something else. So I went and did something that I could believe in, that I knew I would feel good after doing. And now it's like a whole other world. It's like, bro, I just made $20 driving like 2 miles. So this snowstorm situation that looks like a negative at a low vibe, now that I raised my vibe, it's such an opportunistic moment. I make more money here DoorDashing than anywhere else because other people aren't willing to drive in this, and I'm a professional driver. Like, I have a Class A CDL. So now I'm living a life where all that makes sense. Why did I become a truck driver? Because I have a narcissist for a family. So eventually you're going to have to live on your own and make your own money. And now here I am being the little entrepreneur. I know it's DoorDashing, but dude, I made like $120 the other day. DoorDashing. So everything's looking great, right? But when you're upset, you are not going to be able to see that. Because your vibe is dominating your perception. And since you control your reality, the outside of you manifestations are going to show you, reflect back that which you're vibing. So when you're down and out, you're down and out, right? But all right, so I don't got a lot of time, and I'm trying to think about the best way to talk about Feel Better Now, because this is a series on its own. This is a 20-episode series. There's too much to talk about, but so we're going to talk about how to handle your emotions when you're upset and why that's happening. Why do you feel angry? Why are you upset? How do you get to feeling good, right? Because that's, practical to teach you how to do that. And a lot of people are stuck on how, which we'll talk about too eventually. But anyway, so when you want something, right? The funny thing is, the reason why you feel bad, we're not going to talk about drugs and alcohol because that's its own topic. Let's say you got off all the drugs and alcohol and, life still sucks and all that. You need to get off those things. That's going to make you feel bad. It's forcing you into low vibe. Whole other video. I don't got time for it. I love holding my money. Anyway, so why is it you feel upset? When you want something in life, like a car, it's an easy thing to talk about because it's a physical thing. You can want anything. You can want to be famous or rich or, respected. There is feelings of that. You can manifest those things. A lot of people don't get that. And you can see a lot of celebrities and people in their own lives that manifested those things. And there's people that aren't even famous because they don't need fame, because they've transcended above it. And they're living amazing lives and you don't even know. And you will not know because you're at a low vibe, so you're only resonating with low vibe people that are coming in. Anyway, so when you want something, let's say you want a car. It's so easy of an example. You want a nice car, right? Let's say you want a fucking not Mercedes. Let's say you want a Maserati, right? But you work at McDonald's. And if you understood the technique I'm telling you, which is whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, it can achieve. You will manifest that car. And when it happens, it will make no damn sense at all. And people won't even believe you. I have stories that people just won't believe. That's their belief level. That's where they're capped at. And that's why their life's at where it's at. Anyway, so you want this new car. You want this Maserati, right? And there's no logical explanation of how you could possibly get it. There's no amount of money that you can foresee in your life that could, your job, you can't even imagine getting a better job to get it at all. But if you knew that if you believed you could get it, you'll get it. Right. Well, this is the thing. When you're thinking about something you want, there's only two reasons why you're not getting it. There's only two. When you want a Maserati and you are thinking about the Maserati, there's two things people are doing. Either they're thinking about the lack of the Maserati. Like every day, right? You want this car, but you don't believe you're going to get it. Like you categorically don't believe you're going to get it. And when you see other people have the car or see the car, you feel bad. That's because you're thinking of the lack of it. Some people will think about a new car, but really they're not thinking about a new car. They're looking at their shitty car that always breaks down on them, that they got to keep putting oil in. Like, this is my life. So they're looking at that what they don't want. So they're manifesting more of it. And 1717. So when we talk about aggression, you're really focusing technically on something you don't want. Right? Like that is why you're angry. Because something's happening you don't like. Now, I say use your aggression and don't be afraid of it because sometimes in life, situations happens where you're getting placed lower and lower. And that ain't good. And you'd rather use your aggression to at least keep a firm foundation here. That's what those other videos are about. But anyway, so you're wanting a new car, but you're looking at your shitty car. You have the Maserati, but you're really not even thinking about the Maserati. You're looking at your shitty car. You want an amazing relationship, but all you keep thinking about are all the whores, man or woman, man, whore, you know what I mean? All the whores in your life, the shitty ass people. And so, when you say, you want a great relationship, what do you want? People will say, I want a girl who, doesn't bitch, doesn't get, type my best friends on their cell phone, doesn't hide things, but all they're thinking about is things that they don't want. Right? So they're getting more of things they don't want in their life. Like, they want a great girl, but when I ask them, describe to me the great girl, they want a great girl as in they want a girl who doesn't do this, doesn't do that, doesn't cheat, all these, they're really thinking about the things they don't want, right? That's the picture. Picture a girl who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't fuck my best friend. That's all you can think, right? That's what you're sending out in the universe is really the images in your mind with emotion. That's how the universe reads. Animals picture things. Everything pictures things. And that's really what they're asking for. Blind people that can't see colors, that's a deep topic, but this is the thing. This is still what they're doing. It's really not the words. But anyway, so that's what they're focusing on, what they don't want. And the universe will keep giving them that because you get not what you ask not. So Either A, you are focusing on when you want something, the truth is either A, the only two things. A, you are focusing on what you don't want. You think you're focusing on the new car, but really, you're just thinking about how this shitty car is just, that's really what you're focusing on. You're not even thinking actually about the new car. So either A, you're focusing on what you don't want, which means you're getting more of it. And you're getting more feelings. You're putting more things in your life will happen of things you don't want because that's the feeling. So you'll have situations, circumstances that don't have anything to do with cars or women, and it's still more things you don't want, right? That sucks. So either A, that's happening, or B, number two, you're focusing on the new car. Like you actually are thinking about the Maserati. You want it to be black, leather interior. I'm going to put a cool little door hand, thing on the knob, whatever. You're thinking about it. How do you feel? Not good. And you could see that with people where they think about, oh yeah, I'm getting that new job, or I'm getting that new house that the rest of my family's like, wow, look, you're buying that new big house. But the truth is, you don't even want that house. Anyway, the point is, you want this new car, but you don't feel good, right? It's more. Manifesting has more to do with your feelings than your thoughts. Because in life, we don't really know what we want. When things happen, we get to clarify through those experiences what we want. And when bad things happen, we get to, more than ever, negative experiences help us clarify what we do want. But when somebody's thinking about that new car, you get what you think about most of the time. But it's whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe. So they want a new car, but they don't believe they're going to get it. And that's telling the universe, the car, you're thinking about, imagine this is a car. If you're thinking about, imagine this is headphones, which is what they are. You're thinking about headphones. If you believe you're getting it, it comes in. And the more you want it, the better the way in which it comes in. With the feelings in it. You want a brand new car and the price is right. No fucking way! That'll be you. And you wouldn't even think that's what would happen. You thinking about a new car and then you get invited to a game show. And that's what I'm saying. The pathway will fuck you up. But anyway, you're thinking about something when you want it. This is supposed to be the car. Sorry. When you want it, that's you putting your vibe. You're thinking about car. That's the item. Nothing's happening but until you put a vibe on it. You are always vibrating, technically. But there's different levels, right? You want it to be intense. The more intense of a vibration you can put, the more crying out of happiness and joy, the better. Aggression gets things moving. Compared to boredom, that's doing nothing to that car. People that are driving the car that you want, you're not going to see it coming in with that low vibe. And being angry all the time, you'll see people driving a car going, ha ha ha, smoking cigar, fucking my hot wife in the car you want. What's up, loser? And they'll drive past you. And you'll be like, but you did bring it in. But anyway, so when you want it, you really, really want it. If you believe you can get it, you'll be thinking about it more too. It all benefits you. But point is, if you don't believe you can get it, you're putting a counter action, a magnetic push against it. So when you don't believe you'll get it, just know that all the cars and anything resonating with that or whatever you're thinking about is getting further away. And the evidence in your life will prove that you will never get that. And if you stay focusing on something that you want, that you don't believe you can get, you're going downhill. Stop focusing on it. Big difference here. People want millions of dollars. They want to have all these things, but they don't believe that they can get it. They'll never get it. Stop focusing on it. Stop focusing on it. Focus on something else. Focus on something else that will bring you pleasure and that you can believe you can do it, and you would feel so good once you achieved it. I can believe I can go to the restaurant and buy something right now. But there's activities that I can go do that if I do them, I'll feel a lot better. And like right now, I want to go mountain climbing and bungee jumping. I'm a little scared, but I know I can do it. And what a stronger person I'll be once I do it. So that's my current goals right now. Scary. My belief isn't a 10 out of 10. I could just jump off the bridge. I kind of feel like, I might freeze, But it's worth it because I know once I do it, I'll be a stronger person. You understand? And I'll be in a different place. I don't know why my phone's glitching. If it stops, I'm going to post this and post another one. But anyway, I know I got a few minutes. I really hate that shit. But anyway, so when you're thinking about something you want, there's two reasons why it's not coming in. Either A, you're actually not thinking about what you want. You're thinking about what you don't want, which means you're getting more of it. Or you're thinking about what you want, but you don't believe that you're going to get it, which means you're focusing on the lack of it, which means it's the same thing, which means you're not going to get it. So just know that. So the feel better now, there's all kinds of activities that make you feel good, like eating healthy, organic food, sun gazing in the morning. Taking an hour walk outside in the day is the #1 cure for low vibe in the world. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of going out. Don't stay in your house. People that stay in their house go crazy. Seriously. Anyway, so I would always suggest taking a walk. That trumps everything. And when you get there, you'll see further. You want to keep raising your feelings, and new opportunities will pop up and be presented because that's what you're creating. So, feeling better now, it's a big topic, and I only got a few minutes left. It sucks. But to add on to the aggression part, the point of aggression is an indicator that you are not in alignment with your higher self. Because if you were, like I'm in the same situation right now that I was a few hours ago, but it's a whole other world. I got like the best job in the world, and then manifestations occurred outside of me. Now this will probably be part 2, which is not letting things outside of you dictate how you feel. This is a big one because when you want something like a car, people do things like put a time limit. Never put time limits on things. People in self-help and goal-oriented bullshit will always tell you, gotta have a goal, gotta have a time limit on that goal, don't do that. Don't add stress. Time causes stress in your life. Saturn, the planet of discipline, the malevolent planet that it is, rules time. And there's a reason, because all that's the same shit. It all is, time creates stress. It does. Having a time limit creates stress. Extremely. So don't put a time limit, because what happens is, let's say you want a new car, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, 6, 8, 2 months in, 3 months in, like all you're doing is now focusing on the lack of it. You're looking at your driveway going 3 months in, look, it's still not there. Instead of enjoying yourself. I was talking about, I know I'm jumping everywhere, but the time limit, see, that's what I mean. The time limit of this phone causes stress. I can't even focus as much because of it. So I try to chill out, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I was talking about that narcissist at my job at McDonald's. And when I said that after that event happened, I went to work and I just ignored her. Well, ignoring somebody isn't focusing on them and ignoring them. That's not how ignoring works. Ignoring them is, bro, did you just get a new tattoo? Yeah, I did. What if, no way. You did not get it. You put the Simpsons tattoo on your, what are you, a retard? Like, I'm having a conversation with my buddy over here, a whole other situation. No way. Like, we're joking. Our focus is on something that makes us feel better. We're over here. We're enjoying ourselves. We're talking about this. We're expanding our dreams. You did this last night. No way. I did something. That person that I mentioned, I just so happened to bring up that, oh, yeah, they were on the side, and I ignored them. Ignoring somebody isn't focusing on them. You can't focus on not focusing. You can focus on feeling better now. and thinking and going that way. And all your enemies and jealous people are all just doing this same shit, which is focusing on what they don't want. And they're amplifying that vibe, and they're going to get more of it. Don't worry about it. Use your aggression to channel it on what you do want. It's amazing. This video is going to cut out anytime. I hate that shit. So I guess it's going to be my new series, Feeling Better Now, to add to the aggression, because it's just not enough time, and it really gets annoying. So I'm going to, guess I'm going to end this and wrap it up. See, as I say, the time limit gets me. I need to fix this issue in my life. I would feel better now if I could accomplish that, so I'm probably going to do something with my phone and try to figure it out. That would be great. Anything else? Yeah, I'm probably going to go do something else that makes me feel good. Doesn't really matter. Probably go make some more money. Yeah, I'm going to end this. I love you guys. Like, subscribe. I'll make a part 2 to this because there's too much on this topic. Yeah.